Hello, my name is Michael Bertufo, and this is my public health and tobacco. Just to give a little background to it, tobacco is a hot topic because many health rates are actually caused by smoking of tobacco. Secondhand smoking can contain up to 4,000 chemicals that lead up to cancer. Due to the chemicals, it has become a deadly disease and brings many problems to one's body. Such diseases like cardiovascular disease, respiratory disorder, and in gender females who smoke are likely to die earlier than a woman's life expectancy. A quote from our textbook: the American Cancer Society estimates that tobacco smoking causes 90% of all cases of lung cancer in men and 78% in women. And it's, that's your typical background of tobacco and its uses. And then going into the financial side of it, tobacco is a multi-billion-dollar company. um, it can range to making 289 to 333 billion dollars. Tobacco advertises all over around the world, selling multiple stores, and it gets this product out to customers because the people are buying it, but at the same time people are really, doing their body wrong. Within this slide, you will see the different types of tobacco. On the left-hand side, you have your typical Marlboro Lights and the Cool Mint packs. Those are all you can inhale to smoke. And then others you got like Chew, um, Kodaks, and Copenhagen. All those stuffs are, you place under your lips and you know, you get the tobacco nicotine that way. And females, they have the misty smokes to the left or the bottom. Those are your classy, elegant, type of smoke for the ladies. And to the right, natural cigarettes, the little ones. And then you also have your smoke pipe that you can smoke through your tobacco. And then last but not least, you have the cigars that big timers, celebration, those are the cigars that, one usually would smoke, to show royal status in a sense. Advertising plays a big key role in public health, especially with tobacco. Everywhere you go, you see tobacco products. You see, depending on what area you in, what kind of class you live in, these types of advertisements are shown. For instance, if you are a black man and you smoke Newports because it's the black person smoke, you're probably gonna find that type of cigar or cigarettes within a lower class, poverty home, um, African American dominated uh, cities. Whereas women to be, seen as financially successful, thinness, independence of social, and it, those types of smokes, you'll find in ladies, which are misties, and you'll find those in your higher end classifications. Whereas you find a regular common smoke within the suburb areas of, just your regular Marlboros and those types of smokes. Advertisement plays a very key role, and everywhere you look nowadays, you see a tobacco product, and depending on what area you in at the time, you also see the types of tobacco products that are being sold. In addition, we move forward to the physical effects of tobacco and the general uses and effects has on children and teens. Study has shown that smoking is a cause of 87% of lung cancer death and 30% of deaths caused by other types of cancer. Smoke on children body carries particular harmful actions. Everything is everything has stunning growth, uh, brain issues, and stuff along those lines. And in teenagers, it has a bad effects on a neurological system where it damages the body's nervous system after countless reps of smoke. Affects their attention, memory, sleep, and it develops a syndrome called nicotonic. in addition to the smoking, it helps. In addition to smoking, the body ages a lot faster than the body is supposed to. And then on top of that, a smoker just smells like smoke all the time. And then last finally, this smoking really has a bad effect, and that becomes an addiction that can be layered or harmful to the body. Now, for smoking or using tobacco, it can have both social implications. One may find himself in a social environment where tobacco can be very dangerous, as in a social group. Some groups use tobacco on a regular, and some groups use it on occasional use. For instance, college students, after stressing of schoolwork and tests, you may go out and have a cigarette with one another and uh, notice that not only you are smoking, but you're smoking with somebody else or using with somebody else, and somebody else comes joins. It can be a very dangerous social type of thing because now we have secondhand smoke going around everywhere. Or if you're, at a party in a sense, and you're not only drinking, you're smoking, and it can be very dangerous depending on how you use it. Another spectrum on how you know social implications may take offense. Some who smoke may find themselves very lonely, and in an academic journal, I found that one specific kind of negative effect state is loneliness, which is experienced when a person perceives himself as socially isolated or has insufficient qualities and or quantities of social connection as defined by their perspective of social environment. Um, you can find one who's a user, you can find yourself very lonely at times because now you're trying to hide, a cigarette or go out and trying to hide your chew and hope nobody sees you in a sense because now you're kind of the outcast of the group, and or others don't want to be around you when you're using. So it makes it very hard for one to really, you know, find happiness with others when others aren't on the same type of level you are as smoking or have the same type of vibe as you do smoke. There are some positives of smoking, some amazing cigarette facts that I didn't even know about. But benefits of smoking, many of these benefits involve enhanced moods, reduce anxiety, and weight control. Smoking also helps lower obesity ratings, but I don't think doctors are going to be prescribing cigarettes to help obesity, but these are just some crazy little facts that benefit smoking. So, why is it a public health issue? Tobacco is known to be a killer. Currently, more than 8.6 million people in the United States experience tobacco related illnesses, and 443 annually die prematurely from their tobacco use. Nationwide, tobacco users create an estimated $96 billion in healthcare costs, which amounts for 11%, which is $22 billion of all Medicare expenditures. As you can see to the chart of your right, you'll see all the cancer that is involved from cigarette smoking. More than 448,000 U.S. deaths every year from cigarette smoking. You have lung cancer, heart disease, chronic pulmonary disease, and other diagnoses, strokes, all affected by people inhaling tobacco or smoking. And to continue on to reason this being a health issue, it is a multi-billion-dollar company. An estimated annual cost attributed to smoking in the United States are between 289 and 333 billion dollars. Sales are marketed by gender, ethnicities, and location. Tobacco advertising, particularly on menthol cigarettes, is much more common in magazines aimed for African Americans such as Jets and Ebony, and then similar magazines aimed at broader audience such as Time and People. Um, Going back, kind of touched on this earlier, it's there's so much money going in and out of tobacco. As to your right, you'll see from 2007 how much money is involved and what's going up, what's going down, and it's really at a high rate, consistent rate. And this year in 2017, it's on its way up there. Millions of dollars are lobbying into these tobacco companies, and without any restraints, people are going to buy their smokes and their chews, and it's going to be a luxurious thing. So smokers and some just use it for the stress and weight loss, and it all ties into why this is a multi-billion-dollar company. Now, how can one help the cause of tobacco use? Um, For instance, we can start by having more non-smoking establishments. The American College Health Association released a position statement affirming its support for 100% tobacco-free campus environments at all colleges and universities in the United States. With that being said, restaurants, schools, businesses, those can go into establishments where they're not allowing smoking, and it discouraged people from smoking or chewing around their buildings of business or uh, family oriented places type of styles where smoking is not allowed, and that would help cut down the use of tobacco users because if you can't smoke there, why would you buy smokes? Especially if you're going to a place you would go every single day, like a school or more than, a couple times within a week, like a restaurant, library. Those type of establishments will help the cause of knocking down tobacco users. And in addition, another way to help the cause of tobacco is get connected with others. The source says within social networks, people engage in interpersonal conversations and observational behaviors which serve to transmit information, facilitate social learning and experience, and foster personality development. If you get with somebody and help that wants to help you get out of your situation of smoking, because smoking can, or I'm sorry, tobacco can be an addiction, whether it be chewing or smoking, and getting help, being able to have somebody listen to you who's been there and done that, and that would help lead you and mentor you through your whole process of, quitting smoking or quitting the use of tobacco. These are both great ways to help reduce tobacco and getting over yourself by connecting with others and really going out seeking help, and maybe spiritually, if you're into Christianity or whatever you, and asking your God to help you, get through your trials of smoking or tobacco use.